Today we're going to take a look at another scan tool, and this one is from Xtool and it's called IP616. To make it a bit more interesting and fun, we're going to compare it to the Topdon ArtiDiag800BT. But first, let's check out this box, let's do an unboxing, see what's inside and how it looks like. Okay, so it comes in this rather nifty looking case. Very hard but plasticky, don't expect something extraordinary, but hey, it is a hard case, right? So that's important. Open it up right here and we got the accessories, we got adapters. This is the European one, we got a UK adapter. This is the cable, the OBD2 cable. Yeah, this is how it looks like. And this is the charging cable, the USB type A to USB type A. Now this is 2023, okay? In my opinion, they could easily put in a USB type C in here, because I mean I've never seen one of these cables for a long time, and if you're gonna lose this cable, I don't even know where you're gonna find a USB A to USB A type cable. In my opinion, they should have put a type C adapter, but hey, this is what we get. Of course, the US plug as well. We got the manual right here, and here lays the scan tool itself. Looks really nice, pretty decent. It's a good quality. These on the sides are rubberized, pretty heavy, pretty nifty. It's good quality. Okay, let's take this off so you can have a better look at the screen, and let's fire it up and do some proper testing. Okay, let's start scanning. Let's do an auto scan, see how it handles that. Okay, we got two options, Benz or Benz Transporter. We're gonna select, probably this is for cars, and Benz Transporter is for vans. So we're gonna go Benz Transporter. Okay, we got Sprinter, we got the VIN number, diesel, okay. Now you have to input some parameters here. We got a diesel engine, we got manual transmission, left hand, no, we are right hand drive. National version, it's Great Britain, and modification year, it says 2013 up to 2020. We're gonna select 2013, press OK and do an automatic scan. Okay, that was not so bad actually. Okay, we have a couple of options here. We can do a report, and we can get a diagnosis report sent over to either the customer or whatever, or we can see the DTC report. Yeah, all the errors right here, or we can go separate and start, let's say, with the engine control module failure. We got 4 errors there. Now this van has a problem, and I know about it. I haven't erased the codes just for the purpose of this video. So what I have to do with the van, I have to replace the quantity control valve. Okay, the engine is stalling at low revs. We do have 2 errors. Yeah, quantity component quantity control valve has a malfunction. The limit value for current has not been attained or has been exceeded. So it's definitely something wrong with the quantity control valve there. The fuel pressure in the system is too low because the engine keeps dying, and the oxygen sensor once again has to do something about the engine is stalling. Now at the signal acquisition, the SAM signal, we do have a lot of a lot of errors because what I did was I fitted LEDs on most of the side bulbs and the front bulbs as well. And probably you know they are not CAN bus compliant, so I always get faulty lights on the dash and of course on the scan tool, but they do work. That's the only thing with LEDs. Okay, I'm gonna jump into the driver's side for this test because this is where it gets a bit more interesting. We do know so far, you can also save the report right here. You can select 2011. Yeah, you can do the mileage. This will generate a report which is pretty nice. You can also send it via email to your customer or whatever. Okay, now that we know that we have a problem with the quantity control valve, let's do some actual checks and see how the quantity control valve is misfiring or has the malfunction. So we're gonna go to live data, and for this purpose you can see we got quite a lot of live data, 11 values, but we're gonna go to check high pressure control, and you can see a lot of data around here. But for us what's important right now is the quantity control valve. Okay, so we're gonna select quantity control valve, current consumption of quantity control valve, and we're gonna start the engine. We can do custom. Yeah, so this is how many milliamps it's using right now, and the quantity control valve value is 0. But let's start the engine. Okay, quantity control valve value now it's to 1, and the current consumption of quantity control valve it's 150 around milliamps. We can do a graph, so we can see them in a graph, and let's do some throttling. I'm trying to keep it steady, accelerated, but you can see the current consumption is going up and down, so there's definitely something wrong with the current consumption of component quantity control valve, right? And the engine has now stalled. Let's check the rail fuel pressure, because that's important as well. How do we go out? Okay, let's leave that current consumption on, and let's check the rail pressure. Once again we can go custom, today please. Okay, cancel selected, so we're gonna erase everything. Okay, a bit of freezing. There's okay, so we got the current consumption of quantity and the rail pressure. Okay, let's see if it fluctuates. Once again, I'm keeping my foot on the accelerator very steadily, but you can see it's definitely all over the place. Let's do rail pressure. Okay, if you select only the rail pressure right here, you can see it either like this on the graph or like this. This is very nice. You can see the rail pressure. So let's accelerate again. Once again, I'm keeping my foot very steadily on the accelerator, and you can see the high pressure is all over the place. Okay, now that the revs are steadily, the pressure is fine. Current consumption of quantity control valve, you can do the same graph as here, or select minimum and maximum and do your own graph. Once again we are accelerating, and you can see it fluctuates very much. Okay, so graphs, they do look really nice. You got pretty clear information about everything. Probably the most interesting thing about this scan tool is that it has this special function. Let's go in and see what's that all about. What you have here is key programming. So if you bought a new key, you can reprogram your key without spending hundreds and hundreds of pounds. You can do it yourself. You got instrument cluster. You can, in theory, change the mileage on some cars, not on all cars, okay? Unfortunately, we do not have the Sprinter, or at least I can't see it, so you probably can't do it on the Sprinter. Okay, we got power balance. This is only for Ford here in the EU. Seat matching, TPMS. This is if you have a tire pressure monitoring system. EEP-ROM. I'm not sure what's this. Let's go in and see what it does. I've got no idea. Mileage. Oh, we got mileage adjustment. Subaru Suzuki Triumph. Okay, I don't know what's that, to be honest. Once again, I'm not a mechanic, I'm just a car enthusiast. I won't go too deep into some functions. Probably I can screw things up really bad. Transport mode, we got change language, ECU configurations. Let's go into this and see what happens. We got Europe. You can see only a few models of ECU configurations can be diagnosed. We got the BMS reset if you have a AGM battery. For example, my Volkswagen Passat needs to be, when you're going to change the battery, you will need a TPM, the BMS reset. You input the new values. You can see in Europe we have quite a lot of them. We even have this for our Sprinter. Probably it's an AGM battery mine. Let's do an automatic detection, see what it does. Okay, does not support this feature. Okay, so we have it right here, but it doesn't work. Okay, throttle adjustment, AF reset, no idea what's that. High voltage battery, we don't have that. Gearbox match, probably for automatic ones. DPF, now let's see what it does here. Let's see if we have bands transporter. Yes, we have. Automatic detection. Sprinter, yes. Does not support this feature. Let's go manual selection. Sprinter 906 diesel engine. Right hand steering. Manual transmission does not support this feature. So it's a shame. The Topdon can do this no problem on this Sprinter. Okay, what else? ABS bleeding. Don't want to start that. We don't have gear learning. We don't have start-stop reset on this car. AGR relearn. The thing is, I've changed the EGR valve on this vehicle, and it doesn't ask for a relearn. You just pop it in, and off you go. Oil reset, that can be really easy. Electronic parking brake if you want to release it or whatever. AC relearn, headlights, windows initialization, probably in case you are changing something like a motor or something. VGT relearn, you can see the for Europe what kind of manufacturers we got. That's something with a turbo. Now injector coding. Well, surprise, surprise. Let's find Benz transporter. Automatic detection. Yeah, it's a Sprinter. Does not support this feature. I wasn't expecting that for a from a diagnose which cost almost as much or even more than the Topdon. Okay, even if you go manual, we go Sprinter 906 diesel engine, right hand steering, manual transmission. Does not support this feature. Does not support injector recoding, which is a shame. I'm really disappointed that it could not do this. Electronic pump activation, if you want to start the pump electronically see if it works or whatever. Suspension, airbag reset, and tire upgrade. This is for some models of cars which, if you're gonna put bigger wheels or bigger rims, you will have to do the tire upgrade, especially on Honda, Acuras or GM for America, but nothing for Europe. And that's pretty much it on this car. Now let's jump into my Volkswagen Passat 2011 and see what we can do in there. Okay, now in this 2011 Volkswagen Passat, things are a bit different because well, we don't have on the Sprinter the DPF and the injector coding. This time on this car, on this 2011 Volkswagen Passat, we do have those options, yeah. So let's just try and see. Let's do automatic detection. We don't have 12 fuel injectors, we can only wish. We have 4 injectors, and yes, we can change the values of the fuel injectors on this Passat, which is great. Good news, good news. And also we can have we can check the status of the DPF and do the forced regeneration as well. So in terms of compatibility, what I don't like about this is that, as you've seen, you can do a lot of things on this Volkswagen Passat, but you can't do them on the Sprinter. Now, if you're gonna have like a garage where a lot of different cars and models will come and go and whatever, I don't find it quite as reliable as the Topdon. The Topdon, every single car I've scanned, no problems whatsoever. This, as I've said, this can you can do some pretty nice things on the Sprinter, but very unfortunately that it doesn't have injector codings or the DPF. Now let's compare these two side by side. We got the Xtool connected to this Volkswagen Passat, and I have the Topdon connected to my van, which is like right next to us, right here. The distance of the dongle is, I would say, roughly about 3 meters away. So probably the Topdon will be slower, yeah, because it's a fair amount of distance, isn't it? 3 meters, so it should be slower scanning. But let's give it a go and see how it performs. So we're gonna go auto scan on both of them at roughly the same time. Let's see. Okay, Xtool found it. And what? Maybach 2002? On the Topdon, I don't have a Maybach, I have a Sprinter. Oh, there we go, we have the Sprinter. So it found the panel van. So yeah, definitely a bit faster on the Xtool, but as I've said, expected because of the wiring connection. Automatic scan and health report. Let's try and do it almost on the same time. Okay, let's see which is faster. Now, I'm not sure if this is a fair comparison, because they do have different different components and all that. But just for fun, let's see which one is faster. Yeah, probably they will probably have more modules on the Volkswagen than on the Sprinter. But we're gonna do it this way, and then we're gonna switch over. I'm gonna time this, the Xtool, see how fast this one is, and I'm gonna time the Topdon as well, see how fast it is on the same car. So you can see the Topdon is already finished. Wow, that was really really fast. But as I've said, it's not fair because it's a different car, different components. So we're gonna do the test again on this Volkswagen and time them, so you can see exactly the same um, the same the same codes as the Xtool. This is still scanning. Wow, that's really slow. I can't wait. Let's compare them to one another on the same car because this is really really slow. The Topdon finished like hours ago, and this is still scanning. But as I've said, let's check it on the same car and see how that will go. So it has now finished, but wow, that took a lot of time. I will put the duration right here on the screen, and let's do the same test with the Topdon. So it found two errors. We got EGR insufficient flow, that's passive sporadic, and cylinder 3 glow plug circuit active state static. Yeah, climate control, I don't have enough coolant in this, and electronic central electric license plate light failure. Yeah, I do have to change one of the lights. Right, let's do the scan with the Topdon. Let's do a quick auto search. Volkswagen Passat B6, actually that's a B7, but it's fine. Seen the year 2012, actually it's 2011, but it should be fine. Health report. Yeah, definitely seems it's taking a bit longer. Probably has much more electronics to scan. So there you go, 1 minute and 40 seconds according to this timer right here. Would say definitely faster than the Xtool. It shows the same trouble codes, which is okay. A couple of things I noticed playing around here is if you go into full system diagnosis, yeah, we got engine electronics and live data, packet data flow. Now, probably you could find this information on the Topdon, but I don't know, for some reason these are a bit more user friendly, if I may say so. It's easy to find stuff. It's easier, I would say, than on the Topdon. Probably, like I said, the Topdon has it, but I haven't found it. And you can actually see the number of manual engine starts, which is pretty cool. So it's got 24,862 engine starts, this car. I'm not sure if will actually help these things. I don't know if they're gonna be useful for somebody, but it's just nice to see them, you know. So you got number of manual engine starts and number of automatic engine starts. Yeah, that's 11,400, which is pretty cool to find that level of information. You can also read wiper information. That's amazing. Wiper cycle. We got 11,439 cycles. Now the cool thing, we got the lights here: left brake light, right brake light, and the brake light high. See, if I press the brake, it changes the values. That's pretty cool. Also found these buttons for the multifunction steering wheel, and even though this scan tool it's not bidirectional, yeah, you can still like double check or just check some of the buttons if they work or they don't work. Like this one, let's MFS button up, not operated, but if I press up, it says operated. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. I'm pretty impressed with these functions. I haven't found, as I've said, these functions on the Topdon. Now, looking at them both side by side, you can see the case differences right here. I would say this one is a bit too big. I mean, everything the Topdon has in this box, which is a lot smaller. Same rugged case. It's not plastic, but it's pretty rugged. This is just a little bit too big. So they are pretty similar in size. The Xtool is a bit bigger, but not by much. I would say the screen is exactly the same. I think it's a 7-inch screen on both of them. Definitely much more brighter on the Topdon. This is maxed, and this one, come on, this one is maxed as well. Now this is sort of more of like, I mean not more of like, but it is basically a tablet. You can see you still got, you even got Chrome right here, you got the gallery, you got settings, and this is the software for the diagnosis. The screen of the Topdon is a bit more brighter, and probably the colors are a bit better as well. That's how I see it. But build quality, would say the Xtool is a bit heavier, but it's, I don't know why, but it feels nicer, much more nicer in the hand than the Topdon. Topdon feels a bit plasticky. It is rubberized, but it just feels very light. This is probably a bit more professional looking. That's how I would say. But what I don't like about the Xtool is the fact that it comes with this cable, as I mentioned earlier in the video. It is a USB-A to USB-A cable. Not easy to find if you're gonna lose one of them. But the good thing is, and in theory, you won't need to charge the Xtool, because being a wired connection, every time you're gonna plug it into a vehicle, it's gonna charge, and the only time it's gonna discharge by itself is if you're gonna forget to shut it off after you've done work or whatever. But as soon as you plug it in, the battery starts charging. When the Topdon has to be charged separately via its USB-C cable right there. You got the USB-C and the USB-A. That is if you want to plug it into a computer or whatever to download photos, videos, or whatever you have there. Now let's talk prices. The Xtool, as we speak right now, the full price is £340, and on the Topdon, the full price it's £348. But most of the times these tools are on sale, so check up Amazon. Just wait a few days, just wait a few weeks, and you will definitely either get vouchers on them or discounts or whatever. I would say a price around £250 will be ideal. Now the Topdon, it's advertising itself as a 28 plus reset functions with free limited updates. Yeah, so you don't need to pay anything anytime for the Topdon. And the Xtool advertises itself as a 31 plus special functions with free lifetime updates. Now, if you're gonna check Amazon, probably in the next few days, there is somewhere written very small into their description that there is a limited lifetime upgrade. But I've contacted them, I've wrote them an email, and I was like, please explain why is it a limited lifetime free update. And they said that that's just a mistake. They're gonna correct it, and they promised me that they will offer free lifetime upgrades or updates for this tool, which is good. You won't have any surprises that maybe in a couple of years they won't give you free updates. So that's cool from both of them. Peace of mind. Once you got it, that's it. You won't have to pay for anything else. So this was my comparison between both of these scan tools. Just to keep it unbiased, I'm not gonna suggest either one of these companies. It's up to you. I've showed you the ups, I've showed you the downs. You've heard my opinions. It's up to you which one to buy. Probably it's gonna depend on the prices as well, if they're gonna go up or down or whatever. If you get it on a really, really good deal, and if a compatibility, it's a deal breaker for you, you know which way you should go. But I do find it that the Topdon has more coverage, but that's just my opinion, and with these two vehicles that I've tested. Okay, so that's very important. So that was my review. I hope you like it, I hope you enjoyed it, I hope it helped, and I will see you guys next time.